I genuinely feel the biggest financial terrorist in the world is the US dollar. All our monies are in nostro accounts, and somebody in the US can say, you cannot withdraw it from tomorrow morning. And you're stuck.
Yeah.
That is the power of the reserve currency. And I think we are at a very crucial time in the world history, where the world is desperately looking for an alternative reserve currency. These changes happen once in hundreds of years.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Bearable Bull here. And I got this aggressively average content for you today, as that was Indian billionaire and bank CEO Uday Kotak discussing how the United States dollar is the biggest financial terrorist. They used the military to enforce the US dollar as the world reserve currency. They imposed sanctions on other countries that do not abide by every single thing the US wants. And this is creating the biggest tensions in the planet today, because as the dollar continues to inflate, United States banks continue to collapse. We've already had 3 of the 4 biggest bank failures in American history in just the past 2 months. And now, this article from MSN states half of America's banks are potentially insolvent. This is how a credit crunch begins. The Wells Fargo CEO tries to say that regional banks are strong, but I remember stating a couple months ago that Wells Fargo was one of those on my list that I'm hearing rumors about potentially failing as well. I don't trust any of these institutions right now, and neither should any of you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to be heading into hard times. And as I stated before, I'll say again, 2023 is going to be the year of the massive financial crisis that'll act as a catalyst for XRP adoption. And like clockwork, we're predicting events that coincide with that hypothesis. Here on Watch Your Guru, the big event that I've been calling for a long time has finally made its way to the forefront. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been warning for years that Congress, the moment Congress introduces a bill to ban themselves from trading and owning stocks, that will be the peak of the market. In 2021, when Fed officials banned themselves from owning and trading stock, that was the exact top of the stock market. Now it's happening again. The bill is being proposed now, so in 5 months from now, in around September, October, when we're finally at the point where the market is going to collapse, they will exit and use the American public, our retirement accounts, 401ks, as exit liquidity. They'll try and make it seem as if they're being self-righteous, virtuous heroes, when in reality, they just caught the biggest come up right before the biggest collapse. Ladies and gentlemen, on this channel, we look to get things as accurate as possible. And this event right now is something every single one of you need to monitor closely. Watch it happen like clockwork. And always remember that your politicians hate you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, something I want you to also know is going on is the debt limit crisis we're facing. June 1st is a pivotal date when it comes to potentially raising the debt limit. And I do think it is something that's going to end up happening because they must kick the can down the road. But we are faced with a crisis. Everything's falling apart by the seams right now. Whether it's the debt limit, whether it's Congress trying to ban themselves from owning stock because the stock market will collapse Q3 this year, whether it's all the banking failures that we've been witnessing, whether it's the persistent inflation that we've been seeing, whether it's the financial and global geopolitical crisis with the US dollar, Russia, Taiwan. The world is falling apart. and America's at the center of it. In the meantime, I also need to remind all of you of a major prediction we've been discussing in this community for a while now. Remember, Waters Above discussing how this May 5th into May 6th is going to be a powerful moment when it comes to crypto. We do expect a market retracement on this channel. And ironically enough, a major event known as the King's Coronation of King Charles is happening. And what I want to point out to all of you is all these major events typically happen in alignment with financial collapses. I do suspect during this eclipse season to see some type of bank failure as well. And let's see if it ends up happening as we suspect. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you keep all of that in your mind, I posted this from attorney Bill in the XRP army stating seriously if Coinbase is going to run this argument in a defense to a claim by the SEC and mean it, then its decision to delist and ongoing decision to not relist XRP is an entirely inconsistent and inconvenient fact. This is very important. Coinbase is over here trying to play victim, stating even if each asset issuer were engaged in ongoing market efforts at the time of each transaction on Coinbase, and even if those ongoing market efforts were somehow viewed as sufficient to establish an implicit investment contract, it does not follow that secondary market transactions implicate that investment contract. This is something that Coinbase is trying to argue, and we have to call them out. They're being complete hypocrites. They have not relisted XRP and yet want to use this defense. You see, their CLO had a great interview with Thinking Crypto on the potential relisting of XRP, and they're going to be looking at our case in the judge decision to decide whether or not they should relist it. In my opinion, this will be a powerful stand if you just relist it already regardless of a decision. You're already getting screwed by the SEC for following the law and doing nothing wrong in your argument. Exactly what you stated indicates that there should no longer be a reason for XRP to not be relisted. And in addition, Algorand has been claimed to be a security by the SEC in the Bittrex lawsuit, and you have not delisted Algo yet. XRP should not be given this special treatment, but it is given this special treatment because there's anti-XRP tribalism in the crypto industry, and it's fucking infuriating. You see, these crypto people, these Bitcoin maxis, they want to pretend that it's about decentralization. They want to pretend like it's everyone together fighting this battle. They want to pretend like they're the leaders in this fight against corruption, when they stood idly by for years, letting Ripple and XRP get annihilated, actively participating in it, using the same arguments Ripple has been using. And now you want to act like it never happened? Unbelievable. This is my frustration. And this self-righteousness needs to be called out. Relist XRP and make a real statement, or shut the fuck up. Now guys, to cap off this video for today, we have a powerful interview that King Solomon had with David Schwartz on automated market makers at Consensus in Austin, Texas. And I want you all to see this, as I'm very excited and continue to tell all of you how important automated market makers are for the future of XRP. Please take a listen and get excited.
Yeah, XLS30, the automated market maker, I'm just, the mechanics and the mathematics of trading is something that's really exciting to me, and I'm excited for the possibility that that's going to bring. Not so much for adding liquidity. It will add liquidity. Personally, that's not what I'm super excited about. What I'm super excited about is the trading strategy that will execute on behalf of token holders, and the yield that I think that the people who sort of loan cryptocurrencies and stable coins providing liquidity to the pool will get.
100%. And I mean, I always have to ask, Obviously, XLS 20 was, back in 2022. What were the biggest milestones and achievements, in your opinion, from the XRP Ledger standpoint in 2022? And what are you most excited about? Maybe that is XLS 30. What are you most excited about moving forward into 2023 and even pushed out into the future a little bit further?
I think undoubtedly the XLS 20, the NFTs, the native NFT support is the Ledger highlight for 2022. But there's another aspect that I think there's been a lot of effort, and it's hard to promote this because it kind of draws a light on the bad parts, but like the security and stability improvements and scalability improvements have been phenomenal. And I think that's part of the reason why the XRP Ledger has been able to operate for more than 10 years. I know it's never sexy because like it's been working and it's still working, and when you make it better, like, well, what was wrong with it before? Like, but that continuous improvement, I know it does. It's not very exciting, but really, like from a technical standpoint, it's just exciting to me that the network has kept up with the increasing demand, and that's not magic. That's a effort put into improving its performance, reliability, and that kind of thing. As far as the future, the automated market maker, I think also Ripple's been working hard on identity solutions to allow more enterprise adoption, sanctions compliance particularly. Enterprises will not participate in any financial system where they might inadvertently accept money from or send money to like a sanctioned entity because the penalties are just so high, they just won't do it. And so coming up with some sort of solution to those types of problems, I think is what we're going to be focusing on. Our 2023 emphasis is going to be around removing barriers to enterprise adoption to DeFi technologies.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I genuinely hope you enjoyed that clip. And please give Solomon a follow, as he's been working extremely hard at Genfinity to give you as much info as possible. Something I do need to stress is that the technology of the XRP Ledger has been constantly growing, expanding, and innovating. It is one of the most challenging parts for people to comprehend about this space. The technology consistently needs to be built upon, expanded, refined, and improved. And with David Schwartz at the helm, and with the XRP Ledger being built with scalability in mind since day one, we're going to continue to see massive updates and massive announcements as far as what's being built on our favorite digital asset. Ladies and gentlemen, stay the course. Our lawsuit decision is finally coming to the forefront, and I can't stress how much things are going to improve for us, the XRP army, once that is said and done. We are complete financial and crypto revolutionaries, and we're about to take our seat at the throne. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearable Bull here. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. Now I'll be back tomorrow with another video.
Why do I hold XRP? Because Ripple's the chosen one to lead the new global digital payment system, and they use XRP. In 2013, the Federal Reserve began looking for faster payments options. 2 years later, an action plan was born and a federal payments task force was created. It included one company focused on crypto, Ripple. In 2014, the World Bank and Better Than Cash Alliance, which includes the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Clinton Global Initiative, and the governments of 32 countries, put out a report called The Opportunities of Digitizing Payments. 1 year later, the Better Than Cash Alliance featured one crypto company on their website, Ripple. Today, Better Than Cash Alliance and all other UN initiatives are focused on a single agenda, the Sustainable Development Goals for 2030. You can see the SDGs logo on Bill Gates' lapel, world-leading companies, the Better Than Cash Alliance website, and on the UN's official exchange, Exchange. What crypto is Exchange officially utilizing for their carbon credit solution? XRP. The world will move to a new international standard for exchanging electronic messages between financial institutions by 2025 called ISO 20022. Who was the first ISO 20022 member focused on distributed ledger technology? Ripple. Who's partnered with over 300 financial institutions including Bank of America, American Express, PNC, Santander, SBI, HSBC, Standard Chartered Bank, Bank of England, India, Singapore, Scotland, Australia, and Indonesia, the largest banks in Japan, Canada, Egypt, the Middle East, East, United Arab Emirates, Thailand, Morocco, Bhutan, South Korea, Brazil, and Latin America? Ripple, who is a former employee overseeing the Federal Reserve? Ripple, a former employee overseeing the world's largest asset manager, BlackRock's digital asset division? Ripple, leading Australia's CBDC effort? Ripple, who hired a former Treasury of the United States? Ripple, 2 former Federal Reserve attorneys to their board? Ripple, 2 former Clinton and Obama advisors, former Minister of Defense and Economics of Germany, former business director at Swift, former Swift board member, former CFO of PayPal, former head of the DTCC, former chief business officer at Uber, former VP of Amazon, and former SEC chair on their legal team? Ripple, who's a member of the Digital Pound Foundation, Digital Dollar Project, Digital Euro Association, Mojaloop, IMF's high-level advisory board on fintech, Hyperledger Blockchain Consortium, Open Payments Coalition, Faster Payments Council, Global Payments Steering Group, Cross-Border Working Group, International Association for Trusted Blockchain Applications, Crypto Climate Accord, University Blockchain Initiative, World Wide Web Consortium, and a featured partner of the World Economic Forum with 3 members of their team directly listed on the WF website? Ripple. Now, does Ripple and XRP sound like they're going to disappear, or do they sound like they're part of a much bigger plan? You decide.